Welcome to my new video. This video is about the simple regression. The term regression was coined by Sir Francis Galton, and the uh, regression basically investigate the dependence of one variable, conventionally called the dependent variable, on one or more than other variables called independent variable. It basically investigates the dependence of one variable which is known as the dependent variable on one or more independent वेरिएबल्स। ये बेसिकली एक डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल की एक या एक से ज़्यादा इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल्स के दरमियान जो है वो क्या उनके दरमियान डिपेंडेंसी है उसको रिग्रेशन जो है वो शो करता है। Regression provides an equation that can be used for estimating or predicting the average value of the dependent variable from the known values of the independent variable. The dependent variable is assumed to be random variable, whereas the independent variables are assumed to have fixed values. They are chosen non-randomly. The relation between the expected value of the dependent variable and the independent variable is called regression relation. तो रिग्रेशन के अंदर क्या होता है कि हमारे पास नॉन जो है इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल की वैल्यूज़ होते हैं जिससे हम जो रैंडम डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है उसकी वैल्यूज़ जो है प्रिडिक्ट करते हैं, राइट। और इसी को जो है वो रिग्रेशन रिलेशनशिप कहते हैं। When we study the dependence of a single independent variable and a dependent variable, then it is known as simple or two variable regression. Dependence of a variable on single independent variable that is known as simple or two variable relation, and the dependence of a dependent variable or of a variable on two or more independent variables is known as multiple regression. Multiple regression. This is simple or two variable, it should be regression, right? Simple or two variable regression. If the dependence is represented by a straight line, when the relationship is straight line between the dependent and independent variable, then it is known as a linear, right, linear regression. And when the relationship between the dependent and the independent variable is not a straight line in the form of a curve, then it is known as curvilinear regression, right? रिग्रेशन रिलेशनशिप के अंदर हम जिस वेरिएबल को जिसकी रिलेशनशिप देखना चाह रहे होते हैं वो डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है, और जिसकी मदद से हम ये रिलेशनशिप देखते हैं वो इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है. जो डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है उसे रिग्रेसेंट भी कहते हैं, राइट, और प्रिडिक्टेंट. और जो इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होता है, मे बी वन, मे बी मोर देन वन, विच आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन. इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल जो होता है इसे रिग्रेसर कहते हैं या प्रिडिक्टर कहते हैं, राइट, रिग्रेसर और प्रिडिक्टर. Next we look at the deterministic and probabilistic relations, right? The relationship between the dependent and independent variable could be a simple linear one. Suppose we have n observations and we are given an independent variable xi's and the dependent variable is yi in this case. So we can find a relationship, linear relationship in the form yi is equals to a plus bxi, where a is the intercept. This represents a line intercept form of the equation. A is the intercept, it can be calculated by putting y and x is equals to 0, and b is the slope of the line, right? In this is a linear relationship, since by putting a value of x you can calculate a value of y. So such a model is known as, such a type of model is known as deterministic model or deterministic relationship, right? Such type of model or relationship is known as deterministic model. The other like we have a deterministic model when we calculate the Fahrenheit temperature by using the centigrade temperature. This is the relationship between them. You just put the centigrade temperature and you will get the Fahrenheit temperature. For each specific value of centigrade you have a Fahrenheit temperature. So this represents a deterministic relationship. The other type of model is non-deterministic. Non-deterministic or probabilistic, right? In such a relationship there is always some sort of error or variation involved. For example, if you want to calculate a person's weight from measures of his height, that is not exactly possible. There are many other factors involved in it. So such a relationship contains error. So such a relationship is known as non-deterministic or probabilistic. अगर हम इस तरह के रिलेशनशिप जो एग्जैक्टली एक दूसरे के साथ लीनियर नहीं होते, उन्हें नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक या प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक कहते हैं। जैसे हम अगर एक पर्सन की हाइट से उसके वेट का अंदाज़ा लगाना चाहें तो हम कभी भी एग्जैक्टली आइडिया नहीं लगा सकते, तो उसमें कुछ ना कुछ एरर होगा। तो इसलिए फिर जो है इस तरह के जो मॉडल्स या रिलेशनशिप होते हैं उन्हें नॉन डिटर्मिनिस्टिक और प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक कहते हैं। सच ए रिलेशनशिप इज गिवन बाय yi is a plus bxi plus ei. This ei represents basically unknown random errors, right? This ei represents residual or unknown random errors. Now let's look at the type of relationship between x and y using the scatter diagram. As you can see that in figure A there exists this is the scatter plot, and it looks like a straight line between x and y. So this represents a linear relationship, you can say as linear positive relationship, right? And in figure B you will also see a linear relationship, but it is decreasing, so it is a linear negative relationship. And figure C looks like a curvilinear sort of relationship between the independent variable x and the dependent variable y, whereas the figure D does not represent any sort of relationship between these variables. So this is linear positive, right? This is linear negative, this is curvilinear, and this one no relationship, right? So these are different types of relationship that you can see between the variables x and y, and they are obviously a single independent variable and a single dependent variable. Now let's look at the simple linear regression model that is we have already discussed would be yi is alpha plus beta xi plus epsilon of I. You can say this is for the case of population, right? This regression model is for population, and similarly for the case of sample data you can call this yi to be a plus b xi plus ei. This is for sample data, where epsilon I and E sub of I represents the residuals or error estimate, right? EI and epsilon I are error components, right? yi and xi's are the independent and dependent variable, and alpha, beta, a and b are population and sample parameters. This beta or b could be is known as regression coefficient, right? And it could be positive or negative depending upon the direction of relation between x and y. Now let's look at some of the properties of this regression model. First one is that expected value of this ei or epsilon I is equals to 0. It means that the average, right, or mean of the error is 0. Mean of error is 0, right? Second relationship is about variance, that variance of ei or epsilon I, right, which is the variance of error, is minimum, right, and constant. Constant means that the distribution error has same variance for all the values of x, right? This is also known as, इसको होमोसिडासिटी एजम्पशन भी कहते हैं. इसका मतलब ये है कि जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है उसका एरर जो है उसकी वेरिएंस सेम है फॉर ऑल द वैल्यूज ऑफ एक्स. नेक्स्ट इज एक्सपेक्टेड वैल्यू ऑफ ई आई ई जे इज इक्वल्स टू 0 फॉर ऑल आई नॉट इक्वल्स टू जे. ये इसलिए है कि इनके दरमियान कोई ऑटो को रिलेशन एग्जिस्ट नहीं करती, राइट. ये शो कर रहा है कि अगर आई जे दो हैं, आपके पास दो एरर के एस्टिमेट्स हैं, तो अगर आई और जे इक्वल नहीं है तो उनकी जो एवरेज वैल्यू होगी वो 0 होगी, राइट. इसी तरह expected value of is also 0. The expected value of the independent variable and error estimate is 0. It means that the random variable and error estimate are independent of each other. At times I have written ei or epsilon I. They means the same thing, just the difference is between the data, sample data and the population data. So you can use either epsilon I or ei wherever I have used one value or both of these. And 50 is that error estimate which is ei or epsilon I has normal distribution, right, or Gaussian distribution with mean 0 and constant variance, that we have already discussed above, that it has got 0 mean and constant variance. However, one thing was not given, that error estimate has normal distribution. There are many different methods to find the fitted curve for the this regression line. However, the most commonly used method and most renowned method is known as method of least squares, right? Many possible, right, regression lines could be fitted for data however the best method or the most suitable method to find the regression lines is method of least square, right? Method of least squares or this is also known as ML method, right, is most suitable method to find the fitted curve, fitted line or the regression line. Now we would look at the method of least squares and how it could be used to find the regression line. Now let's study the method of least square estimates in simple regression line. It is simple because there is only a single independent variable. We would like to calculate yi given some xi, and this is basically with including the error, and for the case of sample data this would be yi would be a plus bxi plus ei, right? A and B are least square estimates, right? And they are also called as residual. And A and B are parameters. Ei is the residual. Now we can call Ei as is deviation, right, of the observed yi from its estimates provided by y hat is equals to a plus b xi, right? It is the deviation of yi from this y hat, and by the method of least square we want to minimize this ei. हम इस डेविएशन ये yi और इस y हैट के दरमियान जो हम फिटेड कर्व लाइन फाइंड आउट करेंगे इनके दरमियान डेविएशन है, और हम चाहते हैं कि ये ei जो एरर को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है ये मिनिमम हो, और मेथड ऑफ लीस्ट स्क्वेयर जो है इसके लिए मोस्ट सूटेबल मेथड कंसिडर किया जाता है. नाउ टू फाइंड आउट दिस a and b, I would write down the two formulas which can be used to calculate the this b, which are given as b could be calculated by n summation xy minus summation x summation y over n summation x square minus summation x whole square, or it can also be calculated by summation x minus x mean and y minus y mean over summation x minus x mean square, right? And to calculate a is given as summation x square summation y minus summation x summation xy, right, divided by, I am making parenthesis so that it's clear, right, summation x square over n summation x square minus summation x whole square. Or alternatively a could also be find out by, when you have find out the b and you already know this y mean and x mean, then a can be alternatively find using this relationship, right? You can use any of these two relationships. Now let's look at an example to understand the method of least square. Compute the least square regression equation of y on x, right? For the following data, what is the regression coefficient and what does it mean? This is x, right, as independent variable and y as dependent variable, as we have to find the equation of y on x. So x is independent and y is dependent in this case. And if you compute the sum of x, it comes out to be 102, and if you compute the sum of y, it comes out to be 302, right? Now I can calculate the x mean, right, by summation x over n, and summation x is 102 over 9, right? So it would be 11.33. And similarly I can calculate the mean of the dependent variable y, which is summation y over n, using the same formulas that we have already learned. This would be 302 over 9, that would be 33.56, right? So this is my mean of x and mean of y. Now to calculate b, I need x, y and x square, right? Now I would take these values. This would be 80, 114, 184, right, 280, 432, 533, 660, right, 720 and 850, multiplying these x and y, and the sum of all these values is 3853. Similarly I would calculate x square. Now the x square is given like this, and its sum is given as 1308. Now I will determine b first using the standard formulas that are given, and this is also known as this is the regression coefficient, right? So b would be n summation xy, right, minus summation x summation y over n summation x square minus summation x whole square, right? So putting all these values from the table and corresponding values of become 9 into this xy sum is 3853, right, minus sum of x is 102, sum of y is 302 over n is once again 9, and sum of x square is 1308, and minus sum of x is 102 square. So this b in our case comes out to be 2.831, right? Now to calculate the a would be y minus bx, and a is, as y is 33.56 minus b is 2.83 into x mean is 11.33, So A comes out to be 1.47. Now the regression equation, which is given as y hat a plus bxi, a is 1.47 plus b is 2.83x, right? This is my regression relation between the x and the y. Now the second part of this was, what is regression coefficient, right? And what does it mean? Now the regression coefficient is b, which is 2.83. One thing is that it represents a increasing relationship, that increase in x results in increase in y. The other thing is that a unit increase in x results in increase of value by 2.83. Unit increase in x results in 2.83 times increase in y, right? This is the relationship as given by coefficient of regression, right? You can find the residues in this case by using the formula. EI would be yi minus its estimated value, and it can be calculated as, suppose when y is 16. For this you first need to calculate this y cap, right? And the y cap would be 2.83 times x. For this to calculate this EI, you first need to calculate this y hat, right? And y hat would be calculated as when you multiply x with 2.83 and add 1.47 to it. When you know this y hat, then you can easily calculate this residual or error estimate by subtracting yi from y hat from this yi. To calculate this residual, first I have calculated this y hat, that is the estimated value which I have obtained from the given equation, which is of this form, right? Now I would calculate the residual, which is yi minus y hat for all the values. Now these residues are given, and you can verify the different properties that I told you in previous section, that the mean of this should be 0. All these properties, different properties, that variance is constant, etc., can be seen by carefully analyzing these residues and taking their sum and variance would give you the results, right? Now very quickly let's go through some properties of regression line, which some of which I have already mentioned. Properties of regression line, right? That we just find out. The least square regression line always goes to the point x mean of the data, right? Regression line, or I should say ML, or method of least square regression line, goes through mean, right? That is x and y, right? This is the first property. Second one is that the sum of the residues are y minus y hat, right, is equals to 0, that I also already have told you. And third one is that this is also a mean, measure of mean. If you divide it by n, that should be equals to 0. And the sum of y minus y hat square, that is like variance, should be minimum, right, or the error should be minimum. And this represents a best fit curve, right? A and B unbiased estimates of alpha and beta, right? A and B could be used to estimate alpha and beta, which are the parameters of population, right? Next, let's look at the standard deviation of regression or standard error of estimate. This is the measure of the degree of scatter or deviation of the observed value about the regression line. हमें पता है कि रेगुलेशन लाइन जो होती है एक फिटेड कर्व होती है तमाम वो उन डेटा पॉइंट्स की जो एक्स और वाई की फॉर्म में गिवन होते हैं और वो स्कैटर होते हैं. तो जो स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन ऑफ रिग्रेशन है ये हमें बताती है कि डिग्री ऑफ डेविएशन कितनी है, कि जो लाइन है और जो आपके पास स्कैटर्ड जो वैल्यूज़ हैं उनके दरमियान डेविएशन कितना है. इन टर्म्स ऑफ the population parameter, this standard deviation of regression is sigma of y, it should be sigma upon y upon x, should be sum of y minus alpha plus beta x square, right, divided by n. And for the case of the sample data, this standard error of estimate would be given by s of y upon x would be summation y minus y hat square over n minus 2. By opening this relationship, the same relationship could be written as summation yi square minus a summation yi minus b summation xi yi over n minus 2. So you can use any of these two formulas for the sample data and this formula for the population data. Now I would calculate the standard error of estimate for the example that I have already given you. Sy of x for the example. For this example that I have already calculated some parameters of which the s of y upon x would be given as under the root of summation yi square. I need to first calculate the sum of y square. You will calculate the sum y square and then sum it, which comes out to be 11,368, right? You can calculate. Minus a is 1.47 and sum of yi was 302, minus b is 2.83 and sum of xi yi that calculated was 3853 and divided by n is 9 in this case, I believe, right? It would be 9 minus 2. So the deviation for this case comes out to be S of yx comes out to be 1.52, right? This is the deviation of the scattered values from the line. Next we look at the another important aspect of the regression lines and its variation by coefficients of determination. The total variation of the dependent variable y is actually given by summation minus y bar whole square. This is the total variation, right? However, in the method of least squares that we used, it contains the sum of variations which are y hat minus y bar square. This is explained variation in method of least square. However, it does not include the sum of y minus y hat, right? This remains unexplained in case of this method, and this is known as unexplained variations, right? So to include the total variation, therefore we need to sum both these unexplained variations plus the explained variations. Now the coefficient of determination which is represented by r square basically relates the explained variation with respect to total variation. Now this r square is given by the explained variation, as I told earlier, is sum of y hat minus y mean or y bar square over total variation is sum of y minus y bar square. Now this represents the coefficient of determination, and it can also be written as 1 minus writing it in terms of explained variation, it comes out to be y minus, writing it in terms of unexplained variation, it comes out like this, right? Or simply you can calculate this coefficient of determination by the known formulas a into sum of y plus b into sum of xy minus sum of y whole square over n divided by sum of y square, right, minus sum of y square over n. This is the value of coefficient of determination, and the coefficient of determination, if it is 1, it means that the r square is equals to 1, means 100% of the variability in the dependent variable is associated with regression line, right? And r square is equals to 0 means that r square is equals to 0 means that the estimated y and the mean are equal, right? This means that sum of y hat minus y bar would be 0, sum of squares, and this basically represents the explained variation. It means that the explained variation would be 0 and all the variation would be unexplained, right? Similarly, r square is equals to 0.3 indicates that 93% of the variability in y is explained by its linear relation with independent variable x, and 7% of the variation is due to chance or other factors, right? तो जो भी आपके पास आर स्क्वायर की परसेंटेज आएगी, इसका मतलब है कि वो वेरिएशन जो है वो x और y के दरमियान है और वो एक्सप्लेन्ड है, और बाकी जो है वो अदर फैक्टर्स की वजह से. Hopefully you have understood different aspects of the regression line that I have tried to explain this lecture. I would be back soon with a new video. Thank you all for your time.